lot of potential catastrophes that could happen, but let's talk about one that already is happening. Also, Las Vegas is sinking, and I find that kind of funny, even though I do kind of like Vegas, and we'll talk about it. Now, when I was a kid, older people and presumably smarter people than me told me that there would be a major crisis over water, and I didn't believe them because water at the time came from the tap. And rivers. Why would there ever be a water crisis? And yes, the world's population may have grown far beyond what we can actually sustain. And I do hear people say that no, the world has enough resources for 10 billion people or 20 billion. No, it really does not, and certainly not the way that we live now. You see, humans have built much of our societies above fossil water, water that is underground that can take thousands or millions of years to get there. And then we decided to pump it all out. The fun thing about that is that you will eventually run out of water, but also many major cities are now sinking. Vegas has actually had to move families out of areas that are just slowly declining into the ground. Las Vegas actually figured out in the 80s that that was a problem, so they decided to take water from Lake Mead and pump it back in there, and yeah, it keeps it kind of stable but causes other problems. Namely, it can still sink into the ground, and if they pump more water out, it's less stable than it was before. Now, what I do like about Las Vegas is that it is a monument to mankind's hubris, and I just kind of have an appreciation for that. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you see it, they are having a tourism crisis. Just less people want to go. But yes, there is a global water crisis. Not in any one area. Much of societies worldwide have been built over fossil water. And not only that, but a lot of the water that we get comes from snowmelt that feeds into rivers. And if the weather patterns change, well, you are in trouble if you are a city. A lot of critters on this planet will just migrate, and people will have to as well. But our infrastructure is barely made for the people who are already here, so a bunch of migration is going to cause a lot of upheaval. But wait, can't we just take seawater and turn that into drinkable water? Desalination is a thing, and it is getting better. Most of what I hear from people when they're talking against desalination is that it is extraordinarily energy consuming and very expensive, and they're half right. There are very energy efficient ways to do this, including using solar power, and that is a viable option, except it requires a lot of money to get it started. I mean, even countries that foreseeably have enough money to really radically change infrastructure, they're just not going to do it, unfortunately. Not to mention with the sea levels rising, and yes, they are rising in unpredictable weather, there's a chance that a storm will just wreck that infrastructure. So we really do need to consider these things carefully, and where to put the brine is a problem. While I wish that AI was the greatest threat, there's not going to be an AI apocalypse. There's not even going to be a house. If you got that joke, thank you. Follow for more.